Good evening, William Mean here. Glad you could drop by. If you like this video, please share it and subscribe. And we're going to try to build this little channel up here the best we can. And remember, free speech, First Amendment, along with your Bill of Rights. They're yours. Nobody else. They're not to be negotiated. They're not going to be compromised. And that nonsense and no amendment is absolute, is a bunch of BS. Now with that, let's go into something a little different here. Now, we know about the border crisis, okay? I have no problem with people coming in from Europe or from other countries who pay their fees, background checks, all the paperwork is signed, and they get their visas and so forth, and they come here legally to become citizens, or they work here. But there are those who come across this border. Now, they're illegals. Now, here's a point that bothers me. Some of these people are terrorists. Some of these people are gang members looking for recruitment. Some are drug shippers who bring fentanyl or other drugs into the country. Some are bringing weapons into this country. Some are looking for sex slaveries. Some are doing human trafficking, and the list goes on and on and on. Some are criminals just trying to escape from where they're at. Now, and they don't have families. They just grab some kids or somebody and they bring them over here and make it look like they're families, whatever. My main beef with this is that a lot of these people are not what they say they are. They are real people. There are few that are actually families who want to escape tyranny, which means the war in Mexico, the drug war which is going on now. You have their countries who will suppress them. People who speak out will be imprisoned or killed or whatever, or just there's nothing there but threats, and you know how that all goes by, right? Well, you know, these threats threaten these people. Now, again, they're legal. They're illegal, period. Okay, but I understand escaping what they're doing. They're escaping this tyranny that they're coming through. Well, that's the same reason why we have the Second Amendment here. Now, of course, there are Democrats who say, oh, this is just Republican made-up stuff. It doesn't exist. The border is under heavy control. And these people are just people seeking asylum. Yeah, hundreds of thousands of them, right, from different countries around the world. Not just down in South America, not just through Mexico. These people have no way to defend themselves. These people have no way to fight back. They don't have weapons. They have nothing but their bare hands and the clothes on their back, so they escape all this. Some countries you can't escape from because they'll lock you up and they get catch trying to escape. Now, our country is so damn worried about, you know, World War III and all this other happy nonsense. I'm not going to get too far with that. But what I am more interested in is what's happening in our own country when it comes to inside our borders. New York's complaining that they get way too many illegals because Texas governor shipped them across the country. Can't really blame him because they've been laughing at him for a while, telling him it's a problem you have to deal with. So what does he do? He takes that problem and shoves it to everywhere else around the country, so now you deal with it. Man, smart man. But it doesn't solve the problem. 1 million people are coming into this country. Almost 2 million per year if we keep this up. We don't even have the jobs as it is. We don't have the real infrastructure to do this. Now, I don't know how they want to do it, but I do know that these people have no way to defend themselves or even take back their governments or get rid of these bad people. My suggestion is arm them and send them back. But the problem lies is we're too worried about taking your firearms away, your rights away. Now, they're escaping a government that's bad. Drug dealers, murderers, rapists, you name it. But we're going to take your gun away, your popular rifle, because high capacity magazines and all this other happy nonsense. Popular rifle. It's just a rifle. What I don't get is, we know this problem exists. They know this problem exists. But everybody just puts their fingers in their ears and goes, la, 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 you know, about. Or they say it's all misinformation, or it's all Republican this, that, or it's all propaganda. It's just constantly, you know, they're telling us a lot of stories. But in the real end of it, it's gun control. Everything is gun control. These guns are coming from this state, that state, this state, here and there, everywhere. But they don't address the problem. You have a drug problem. Many of our Americans are getting killed. Young people as well. But you know what? Well, we continue to allow these people to come in, and they don't have a way. They wouldn't be here if they had a way to defend themselves. But they want to take your gun away, strip of your constitutional rights, because they have no constitutional rights. Now, to me, it makes more sense. Arm them, train them, and send them back. That's my way of looking at it. Arm them, send them back, and say, look, fight for yours. Because in the interim, where are we going to go if they take away our rights? And let's say 2 or 3 generations from now, because we have all been disarmed, what will this government be like? This government sure shows how greedy it is, how it treats us. It calls us everything from racism to whatever, and our amendment rights are not absolute. Interesting, isn't it? Suppose this government turned against you. Where would you go? They have a place to go. They come here because they escape all that. Let's reverse this. We strip you of your constitutional rights. We take everything from you. Now where do you go? Where do we go as American citizens? That's why it's so important, so damn important to know your history, know it well. Take a look what's going on around the world. Bosnia, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. What's going on over there? Riots. Why? People being abused. Women are being tortured and raped because they don't wear the scarf properly. Take a look at Ukraine. You got an invading army walked into it. Australia's high crime rate because we stripped them of their rights away. Take a look at Canada. Trudeau stripped everything from them now. Now he's after popular firearm rifles because they look like they're dangerous assault weapons. He's already got their ARs. He's already got their handguns. Now he's after their shotguns and some serious other hunting rifles that he deems very dangerous. Where will we go? Never take anything for granted. There are many organizations out there that do support our rights. Become a member. Become a member. Because if you're going to sit there and hope these politicians to do something for you, they're few and far between. And if they're pressured just the right way that they can get around, they may just wind up signing away your rights too. Like I said, we had no place to go. These illegals are coming to this country for a better way of life and to escape tyranny. But there's terrorism and there's criminals, and we're seeing these criminals come through the border. And I guarantee you, they don't care. But they want to continue to take your rights away, and everything else that we're seeing, we're hearing, it's just made up. Our founding fathers weren't stupid, or architects I call them. They wrote the Declaration of Independence because they went through tyranny. A government that threatened to strip them of their firearms, enslave them more deeply, overtax them. And what's happening in today's government is the same damn thing. The only difference is here is the technology is changing. Strip the technology away, it's the same damn mess we went with King George. These people are escaping the same thing. They're escaping taxation, tyranny, murder, rape, false imprisonment, and death. But with those people who are sneaking in here are criminals. How many of them got through? Quite a bit. How many of them bringing weapons and drugs? Quite a bit. Don't believe everything these politicians tell you. Use common sense. Now, there are quite a few ignorant people in the world. And right here in the United States too. Many politicians. They say, well, we support the Constitution. We take an oath to it. Yeah. Saying the oath and exercising the oath are two different, distinct animals. They want the easy way out. They won't go after criminals, they'll go after you. You have a job, you have a family, you have an address, and you have friends. You have a family. You're the guys who are going to come after. Or maybe moms, single dads, families, grandparents, veterans. You're the criminal to them. With that, I'll tell you, don't surrender anything. Because I'll tell you what, someday we're going to eat this thing somehow, whether we like it or not. We don't know what will happen, but it will happen someday. And we need to pass on down the rights. We've got to get our education back. Till then, remember I said, ignorance is a false sense of security. I will say it again. Ignorance is a false sense of security. Believe in these people. Believe in the lies they tell you about gun control. Believe in these lies what they tell you about everything else. And you'll lose your rights. And once those rights are gone, you'll never get them back. Or they'll make up something better they think to be better, but actually strips more of your rights away from you. What rights you have left. With that, protect your friends, your family, yourself, and do not surrender anything. And you know what? See you around.